Countdown is on. Apparently, we're live.
Would you like to be part of the cool scene? Would you like to hang out with the in crowd? Impress friends with your knowledge of all the new groovy bands and solo artists? Well, you've tuned your dial to the right frequency. This is the BBC. That's right, it's Bailey, Braggy, and Curly. Unfiltered and undiscovered. Over to you, Curly.
And welcome to episode 35 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast with the BBC. And we've got an exciting show for you. We have our very first international artist and talent joining us today, and we're just so excited. But first, what a week we've had here in Australia, and let's welcome in from all parts of our country the BBC. Firstly, from Melbourne, the universal epicenter of angry people and angry tectonic plates, and the home of the Meatball and Wine Bar, the place that makes your taste buds sing. Please welcome Matt Bailey.
Hello, everyone. How are we?
Hey, how was the earthquake, Matty?
Mate, the walls were shaking. The earth was quaking.
And of course from Adelaide, the hometown of the breakfast extravaganza at Luigi's Delicatessen in Franklin Street, Adelaide. Please welcome Mark Bragg.
I don't know that one, Tave Bragg, but you're
That's
close.
it. Yeah, Tave.
That's my talented brother you're
That's
talking
your
about.
talented brother, absolutely.
No worries, Curly.
Well,
Great to be here tonight, and tonight and in the morning.
Absolutely.
At the
And
same time.
without any further ado, let's introduce our special guest. And it's with huge gratitude. It's very early morning in Detroit, Michigan. Please welcome Shane Sigro from Blind Season. How are you, Shane? Welcome to the show.
Effort, Shane.
I'm good,
Fantastic
guys.
effort.
Thanks so much for having me on. It's awesome.
You're welcome, man.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Let's talk about the story of Blind Season. You've got a couple of little iterations from what I've been reading. So share your story.
The band initially first started around like 2012, 2013, just around this area, and we found our first singer like through Craigslist, that kind of thing. Like because around here, like at least around that time, it was really hard to find people that like wanted to try to be in a band. Like people said they'd want to do it, but then like when they realized like
How hard it is.
yeah, like how hard it is and
Yep.
how much time you got to put in it. They're like, ugh. So it gets hard to find like people that are like, yeah, let's do it. So like just through the course of everything, we've gone through 5 singers. And
Wow.
like, every
Did you
time,
find one? Did you find one, Shane? Off I read you found one off American Idol or something.
yeah. My dad's friend's daughter, was on American Idol. I forget which year it was. She made it through like it was like the top 20 of like the girls. Like
Nice.
I think it was like top 40 maybe total. But yeah, she made it through like to the live shows and like that stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, no, that lasted for a while, and that was pretty fun too. But just she ended up having a kid, and she wanted to go down that route. So I'm like, that's fine. I remember like we were in the studio recording when she told us she was going to have a kid, and it kind of brought the momentum down
whole
in the
thing
studio.
down.
We're like, oh,
Yeah.
rough time to tell us, but that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So the current shape of the band is it yourself, a drummer, a bass?
Yeah, well, we have a show coming up in November, and right now it's always been me, and like we've always had the same bass player. Um, but for this show, we're going to be using a fill-in drummer and an extra guitar player that's like a fill-in. Because our drummer that had stuck with us this whole time, after like the last singer left, he finally was like, excuse me, he finally was like, I'm just gonna get a real job thing, and that was kind of the last one for him. And I understood it. I was like, yeah, I get it. That was when I was like, all right, either like I got to do the same thing, or I'll just have to start trying to sing. So that's where it was. I decided to try that. So yeah, that brings us to here. So
Yeah.
And every time we did the new singer thing, like it takes like 2 years to kind of get like that
Yeah, you
momentum
take two
going
steps
again.
back.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
because like the new singer, it's like okay, new singer, then you got to figure out how the sound's gonna be now because it's gonna be different, and you gotta write new songs, then you gotta write good songs with them, try to do, then you gotta record them, and then put them. So like every time we hit that reset button with singers, it was a big reset. So
And then you get to the point where you're like, I'm just gonna sing.
yeah, it
I
was
think
that point.
I think a lot of people are like that. I was
Yeah.
like that in the beginning of my career. I'm like, I got told by everyone I couldn't sing, so I got other people to sing, and then I didn't like them the way they sang my own songs. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sing.
Yeah, and I never really wanted to. I was pretty much I grew to like it. I started taking some direction, and like know this guy that's a pretty good coach. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm kind of just forcing myself to kind of get into it. And now I'm finally at the point where like I'm enjoying it. So like and now
And,
it's cool.
but
Yeah.
you're the main songwriter, Shane. Though, so I guess if anyone knows how to interpret the songs, it's you.
Yeah. Even with the other singers, like it would like I would send them music, and it would take a while to get like lyrics back and stuff. So I'd always be like kind of just sitting waiting, doing like I was like always forced to do stuff. Like yeah,
I
that
reckon
pushed
being the
me.
singer is the hardest part because
Oh yeah,
you've got to look after your voice. Like, and if
yeah.
you got recording studio time coming up, you got to
hmm
look after your voice, and you can't be sick, and
I'm sick right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's done.
yeah.
I have bad cold.
Yeah.
Although when we used to play live, it the singer has less to carry, I guess,
Yeah,
unless
Well,
you
that-
play guitar as well.
That's the
and
upside.
I'm playing guitar as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
But
what?
it's still
No
carrying.
one wants to be the drummer.
No,
No.
They,
no,
they
absolutely
kid
not.
out themselves, don't they? So Shane, have you seen a shift in the music that Blind Season put out from 2012 to now? Has it been an evolution, or is it still very similar?
It's been a big change, yeah. Like initially, like it was a lot heavier. We used to do like down tune stuff and like just kind of thrashy riffs, but it was still like melodic and that kind of stuff. With like our third singer, we did a lot of that. And
what are your influences?
it's funny enough, like when you guys said you were from Australia, I was like, oh my god, Silverchair is one of my all-time
Oh,
favorites.
yeah.
Like I love that band. Um,
Cool.
they're a huge one, and
They
I
made
like
it
the
massive in America. Like a lot of Americans love
like they
Silverchair.
are with like musicians they are
Yeah.
like other people that are in bands. If you bring up the like yeah, I love Silverchair, but like with like the everyday working people, like you'll find one every now and again, but they're a little bit.
Yeah.
But aside from them, I like all the '90s stuff also, like the Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam bands.
Yeah.
Um, for more modern bands, it gets harder to find ones like I really gravitate towards. But there's a band called Nothing But Thieves that's really cool if you know who they are. Um,
But we will look them up. That's one of the beauties about doing this podcast. We just get exposed to so much
mhm,
good music that
yeah,
that we didn't know about.
yeah. I like what Bring Me the Horizon's doing.
Yeah.
They're doing some cool stuff. Bad Flower, I like them as well.
Okay,
But yeah,
you've got
every
a
once in a
real
while.
you've got a real Spanish pumpkin sort of a feel to a couple of your songs. Are they in that influence, or is that just happened
Smashing
haphazardly?
Pumpkins.
I actually don't listen to them that much.
I
But I
didn't get that from listening to your stuff today. I didn't get smashy. I get how it's moody, your stuff. It's
Yeah.
a lot of it in the minor key, and it's got that. But I didn't hear Smashing Pumpkins in it, and I read a few references to that. But
It's funny how our own music is a lot different to what we actually like and listen
Yeah.
to.
mhm.
yeah, well, you take influences from everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, let's put out the first song. Now, I'm going to share a bit of a story with this one because this is, I suppose, I've got to thank YouTube for this connection because doing some research on YouTube there about having a look at some bands that were largely undiscovered over here in Australia, YouTube actually recommended this particular song, and it's One Final Goodbye by Blind Season. It came up in the recommendations list, and I listened to it and I thought, gee, that's pretty cool. That's got some punch to it. And then later on that day, and I did nothing about it, of course. So later on that day, I'm down the bottle shop grabbing a 6-pack of beer.
As you do,
And
Curly.
That's the off license. Now, what do they call it? The liquor store in America.
Yeah, liquor store
Yeah.
all day.
And so that's my little story about One Final Goodbye. So let's put it on and let's see how we go.
I'm the candle burning opposite of youth, along your once known truth. Who says you're higher up, blissful? I'm not. No, I won't run towards you. I pulled out the knife along my side, but not the one inside. Just don't open your mouth. Spit out the nightmare I've been trapped inside for one final goodbye. Listen, happiness is just a point of view, and one that's broken too. Who says you're higher up, blissful? I'm not. No, I won't run towards you. I pulled out the knife along my side, but not the one inside. Just don't open your mouth. Spit out the nightmare I've been trapped inside for one final goodbye. For one final goodbye. For one final goodbye. Listen, happiness is just a point of view. For one final goodbye. Listen, your happiness is just a point of view. For one final goodbye. No, I won't run towards you. I pulled out the knife along my side, but not the one inside. Just don't open your mouth. Spit out the nightmare I've been trapped inside for one final goodbye. No, I won't run towards you.
That's I really like that song, Shane. I think it's a absolute belter. And what I really like is the vocal arrangement. So, you've got it's sort of like to me, I mean, it's like there's this whispering underneath the main vocals, and I love it. So
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, that chorus is punchy.
So this is the oldest one.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Shane?
the oldest one, 22. Oh, the oldest one that we're playing.
Yeah. So that's
yeah, like that got released.
yeah.
It's there's one. I think there's one that came out before this one, but this is like one of
Yeah.
the oldest that came out. Yeah, pretty
But
much.
that lineup is the same lineup still.
Yeah,
That's it,
actually,
yeah.
that drummer is gonna be playing with us for our
Cool.
show, and
Yeah, he goes all
same
right.
with the bass. We're just adding a different. There's gonna be an extra guitar for the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Um,
what was the backstory behind One Final Goodbye?
I remember it really clearly. That particular one was written like end of March, early April of 2019. It was like during a time uh, our singer at the time, I could tell like things in with that lineup were getting kind of weird, and we played like our last show around that time, and it was just like you could feel it was getting to that point where things weren't going to work out. And at that point, like even like relationship wise, I was in like a situation with this girl that was like things were like really weird. So like it was like a really bad first half of that year. So I remember I like locked myself like in the basement for like 3 days. Like, and then like I was pretty like buzzed up that whole time too. Like it's definitely like it was one of those dark few days. And I remember like I was like, yeah, it's normally I don't like try to write things like when I'm like in medicate yourself mode, but
Yeah.
that time I was like, I'll just play some songs, and like that song was written in like a couple hours, and then I did another one in like a couple hours, and then I did like one more in like a couple hours. Like,
Wow.
yeah, and I like did demos of them in that time too, and I was like, wow, you know, each one I was like, I was like really happy with. I was like, wow, it's really
Yeah.
cool. Like I
You,
remember when that song was done, I was like, yeah, I'm excited for that one. So
and it's therapeutic, I guess, too, Shane. Just getting that stuff off your chest, even though you're not actually telling it to the, I guess your bandmate you're having problems with, or your girl, but at least you're saying it to yourself. You're getting it out there.
yeah,
You
no,
find that.
it's very distracting in the best way, and it's
Yeah.
and it makes the songs definitely real, and those ones that come from real places that like you don't have to try to write them. It definitely feels like songs like that. They just like are in the air kind of, and
Yeah.
they
They
just
just
kind of
manifest.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they do
funny.
that thing.
You either write it when you're going through it, or
Hmm.
like I found myself in some situations where I'm like, I need to get past it, and then I can go back and write about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like doing it when it's like fresh and happening.
Yeah, you get that anger out.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
can sense it in the vocals. You can feel it. You can feel the pain in the vocals. Like
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're trying to say, Tony. That's why
yeah.
you like the vocal. You can.
I think it's you've got Shane's vocals there that are like a I was trying to put a word to it today because it's captivating the vocals in an anguish sort of a way, if that makes any sense. So, but it's the it's the vocal arrangement outside of Shane. It's those other little parts, and it's almost like that it's whispers underneath, and it sort of adds to the whole concept of final goodbye. And to me, I'm thinking, yeah, there's whispers and all this stuff's happening, and then yeah, it's a final goodbye. So I just love. So when you went in and recorded that, how much of a shift was it from when you first envisaged that song to what the finished product was?
Oh, yeah, a big one actually, because recording all of these was actually like not a fun time. It was very stressful because we had all the music done right around like the pandemic time,
Yeah.
Okay.
and right when it was getting bad was when I was supposed to do like all the vocals, like and go into the studio and do it, but we couldn't do that. So I was like, all right. So I kind of chilled out for a bit, and it got to the point where like I wanted to get it done, and we kind of needed to get it done. So I had to get my own microphone. I got one like off Amazon or something, and I had to record all the vocals myself in the basement, and
Right.
that was really tricky actually because I had to like set it up and everything, hit record, do it, turn around, stop, listen if it sounded good, maybe then keep doing that process,
Yeah.
and it was tough to stay in headspace that way because you're like trying to be in it, and you got to stop, and you got to like
Yeah.
be
You got to be in the
for
booth
those
as
for a
well.
second. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, and it's tough too because like at that point I was still pretty new at singing in general. So it was like I wish I had like someone else there to give me like guidance, like, oh yeah, that sounded good, and yeah, do it that way. So like listening back, a lot of these I feel like if I had the chance to like really focus and like maybe do some of them again, I could have done them a little better. But no, I'm still like happy with how it turned out, and that was definitely a grueling process for recording vocals for
Yeah.
all of these. Like it was, yeah, it took forever, and yeah,
Hit some high notes there.
yeah. Oof, yeah. Hopefully in the future, we'll be able to do vocals in
Yeah.
a studio and have it be a little bit easier.
So, do you produce your songs as well, Shane?
No. This producer messaged me a long time ago in California. Um, he found like one of our songs online from a previous era of the band, and he's helping me with promotion too now. Like that's so all the songs like that are getting like how you guys found it
Yeah.
was probably
Okay.
through him doing promotions, but pretty much I did the demo tracks of the song like at my house, and I would send him the tracks, and he would put them together like in mixing and stuff, and
Yeah.
turn them into like a listenable thing. So it was pretty much, I guess you'd say I kind of co-produced it, but it was mostly them out in California doing the put together of it.
Would he do some of the arranging as well? Like, would he switch things around? Say, you,
He would
maybe-
make some suggestions like
Yeah.
rewrite this part or maybe try moving this around, but not too much though. Most of
Okay.
it was kind of as is, but
It's done. Yeah. Cool.
yeah. But that song in particular, I remember that one was like I had it done, and I was like, let's do this one. That was one he'd never heard before, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. So then let's have a listen to our next song. Now, this is Empty Summer. So is there a story behind that before we log into it?
Yeah, that was one of the 3 songs that were written along with One Final Goodbye in that like couple days. that was song number 2 of that time. Yeah,
All right. So we've got the sense of feeling in and around that. So let's.
Yeah, that one definitely is a similar headspace.
Okay. We love lyric videos, by the way, Shane.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
December, falling in my dreams. The fear is so profound. It can't be where I'm bound.
to me, that one's got a Shane. My music never left 1986, and my
I love it when you describe it, Curly.
and my mind never left some of the little dive bars that I'd go see bands in, and I could see that song visually on stage at a little dingy dive bar called the Tube Club here in Brisbane. And I could see the spotlights on the lead singer, maybe even having a bit of a Liam Gallagher stance, And
Stealing your line,
but
Dave.
but those verses are just really powerful when you strip everything away.
Yeah, lots of space in the verses at the start. I really like that.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, hopefully we can make that happen one day if that venue is still around there.
Absolutely.
No, I think they demolished it. So unfortunately, there's not.
Uh,
And I guess it probably leads me to a little bit of a curious question. You know, Detroit's famous for so many things in music. I mean, hip hop. You've got people like the Supremes, the Temptations. Eminem's got a thing in there as well. So, what's the Detroit music scene like now, Shane?
it's kind of like it's all over the place. Luckily, there still is a little bit of a scene. It's pretty scattered. Like depending on which area you go, there's like an area where there's like a big underground like punk scene that's still kind of alive.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty hidden, but it is there. Um, yeah, like a little more north. There's more alternative bands will play, but luckily we still have some cool venues. Like St. Andrews Hall is still there, and that's a big one that like a lot of bands through the '90s had played. Luckily, that's still there. But for locally, there's still a little bit of a bug for it, so it's cool. Right before like the shutdown happened, I noticed it was kind of going up again.
Yeah.
More like people were just showing up to shows that like normally like there wouldn't be that many people, but it was kind of starting to get there again. So it's cool to kind of see. But yeah, there's such a mix. There's like you can find pop shows, you can find rock shows, hip hop. Like, it's a big mix. Yeah.
So what about that song? That's similar sort of vibe.
Mm.
What's that one about? Same, just you were just in the basement again, getting it off your chest, yeah?
It was very.
Oh, yeah.
I felt that you can feel the dark
Yeah, yeah.
in that
yeah.
one.
Yeah. So it was like, I just remember thinking that was going into spring, that time of year, and I just remember thinking like feeling like the summer coming up, where like I was hoping it'd be a fun summer with lots going on, like band and things going well. And I just remember thinking like it's not going to be a good summer. So
Yeah,
that's where
okay.
kind of the inspiration for lyrics came from. But yeah, no, that's always one I've really liked because it's just I don't know.
It's a bit more poppy, that one, I feel.
Yeah. It's got like that. It's at that tempo where it's like
Yeah.
does have that pop thing. I like how you said the Liam Gallagher thing because like I listen to Oasis a lot also. And, like,
That's regular on this show.
oh, nice.
You've got to have especially as a lead singer, you've got to have the Liam Gallagher stance.
You've got to have a style.
We better practice ours then, Dave.
No.
So, what does the rusted crown refer to during that song?
That's fine. I really don't know specifically. Like initially, it was just in the end of that second verse. That line was there, and I didn't have it anywhere else. And then like I showed the demo to my dad, and he said, "That rusted crown line is cool. You should put that like in more of the song." And I was like, I didn't think about doing that, and I was like, maybe he's right. So then I re-listened to it. I'm like, oh, I can put it there. So I just threw it around more. Like I think maybe the metaphor of it is just like because feeling good before events happened that led to the song.
Yeah.
Going into not being well, it's like okay, you had the crown and now it's rusted.
Do you find, Shane, when you write sometimes you come up with those lyrics like that is a good lyric, rusted creates a great image. But you find those lyrics come to you from nowhere. Then you write the song, and then you sit back, listen to it, and you go, "Oh, I get what that means now." You've kind of you can put a meaning to it after you've done it. Now, whether it comes to you subconsciously,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
definitely usually subconsciously, and
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, if the melody's kind of there and I'm thinking of that, like kind of I know like the vowel sounds
Yeah, as long as they
that,
fit together, you'll
that
know
would
it
sound
sounds good.
nice, and I kind of just keep playing with the vowels until a cool word comes out.
Yeah.
And I suppose with that sort of lyric, people are going to picture what they feel within
Yeah,
that.
what they're going through at the same
Yeah.
time, they'll relate to it. Yeah, for
So a
sure.
rusted crown may have an individual or a unique thing with everyone that actually listens to that song, and that's why I guess I had a perception, I had a thought around what that rusted crown would be there for, and hence the reason why I asked the question. So now this is a little bit off topic, but Shane, are you a camping person?
I haven't been camping in forever, but yeah, I love camping.
You love camping,
I
and
do.
hopefully you know where I'm leading, because your latest song, City Tonight.
Oh yeah, I
Was
wasn't
that
sure if you guys have heard that one tonight, or that's pretty new.
Was that a lot of fun doing the film clip for that?
Yeah, I mean, we did it pretty quickly. Like, we weren't planning on doing a video, like that at least. But our Mike, our bass player, was there, and it was like a party at my friend's house. And the guy that does our videos usually was there too. So we're like, oh, but this song's coming out next, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for a video. Like, let's just do one really quick. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we weren't camping in particular. It was just our friend's backyard, but yeah, we just threw something together really quickly.
Well, let's put it on, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about it. So
Cool.
You left me all alone in the city tonight, city tonight. I never thought things would go on and up this way, yeah. I promise I'll live up to you in the city tonight, city tonight. You left me all alone, left me all alone in the city tonight, city tonight. In the city tonight, city tonight. The lights are bright, the air is light, the rooms are cold, and I know I'm falling. I wish they'd stay, but look away. The snow is warm and the stars are lying. I know I'm falling.
departure, isn't it?
over with
Yeah,
silence. Eyes always lie, my sun won't rise. You left me all alone in the city tonight.
I had to just bring it back so that we could get. Is it called the drop? The drop where the music stops and starts again. So, no, that's a real departure. Where did that song come from, Shane?
that's one of those ones. That one just came from really nowhere. Like, I just had that chord progression, and just everything kind of just fell on top of it. That was,
It's funny before, Tony. We just mentioned Oasis. It really sounds British. This
That
song.
one.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember it, Tony. You're an 80s band. You remember a band called the Stone Roses. That's what that
Yeah.
reminds me
yeah.
of.
And
Yeah.
I love the way it starts with the chorus. So,
Mhm.
so is there a word for that in music
Just,
land?
just different song structure. If you want to start
Yeah.
with the chorus,
It's
yeah.
Start with the
called "Don't
chorus.
Bore Us, Get to the Chorus."
I like when songs start with the chorus. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too.
It mixes it up, and you know
Mhm.
you've got to have a fire in front of
Aerosmith
it
always
with a
did that.
guitar. Yeah.
Janie's got a gun.
Every Aerosmith
Loving
song,
it out.
basically.
Yeah, every Aerosmith song starts with the chorus. No, I like that song. I reckon that's my favorite of the three we've played tonight. That's got
Oh, thank you.
yeah, and it's got that Oriental feel to it as well, like almost Kashmir sort of feel from Zeppelin. you know?
Yeah, I really like how like that. I don't know what the instrument is, but yeah, and that bridge where like it brings
Yeah.
in those like
And
sitar sounding things. Yeah.
Yeah, and the drums are really laid back in this one as well. You got the clapping and just the kick drum pumping
Yeah.
there.
I love
Mhm.
when it's just got the kick drum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's good.
It's a good song, that one. I like that.
Yeah, that one production wise took a long time. We did like 8 different remixes. That one took a long time for like
To find how it's
production.
going to sit. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So I've never done that. So it's interesting. Like I've heard other musicians obviously say that they do different takes and trying to get it right. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, we definitely used to be like that. We used to be like being all excited of like we just assumed like the first mix we get back, that's gonna be it. Like, so we didn't think like, oh, let's make changes. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. With mixes, yeah.
Yeah.
But just that chord progression is not going to suit you pumping it out there. It's got that,
yeah. I remember like that chorus, like the lyrics and the chord progression used to be like separate. I like had that like melody kind of in my head for a long time
Oh, okay.
with those lyrics. I remember I tried them on a different song and like wasn't working, so I was like, I kind of forgot about it. And like, yeah, one day I just had that chord progression, and I was like, somehow that melody kind of came back to me. I'm like, oh, it fits over that, and then I kind of just ran with that. So
So it's handy after you've been writing for a while and you've got a lot of stuff that never made it, and you store
Yeah.
that away, and then you think,
oh yeah,
I need something for this. Oh, that might work. And
yeah. Like I have hundreds of voice memos,
yeah.
like just
The lyrics and stuff. Yeah. And,
yeah, just like me saying something into the phone or
cool.
yeah.
Well, they
riff or
say
something.
musicians are what filled with 95% of lyrics and 5% all the other shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So when do you find it best for you to be writing your songs, Shane? Are you a morning person, or does it just hit you anytime?
Anytime, but if I'm in a good mood, I tend not to.
Like if you need lyrics, if you got a song and you need another verse, how do you? I know for myself, I'll always go for a walk somewhere. I always seem to come to me on a walk. I don't know why, but maybe it's
I've never tried walking, but
I walk on the pace of the song, the beat of the song, and
oh, interesting. You actually, a good one for me is like you know, when you're like trying to fall asleep and it's like that weird headspace like right before you fall asleep
Oh,
where like
yeah.
everything just feels weird.
yeah.
That's what I tend to go to. Yeah, like I'll
As long
right
as you
before I
don't
fall
forget
asleep, like it gets like everything flowing better. So like if I get something in there, I'll hit record really quick before I fall asleep and like mumble it. And save it that way. But
Excellent.
I got
a lot of ideas come there.
I got an interesting question. One thing I noticed when I looked at your Spotify and the
In the
followers-
microphone, Tave.
and the followers, I was looking at my notes. I noticed that you got 3 times as many followers in Munster in Germany than you have anywhere else. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Because it breaks them up to where all the followers are, and it just
Yeah, I checked that. I haven't checked it in a while, but
yeah. So I
I'll
thought
have
you
to
might have
look
had a
at that up.
connection in Germany somewhere, but
no.
Germans just like you.
Maybe Thanks,
That's cool.
Germany.
That's cool. That's good.
So, how many more songs now for the album, Shane?
I believe it is 4. How many are out now? Oh, no, 3. I think 3.
Okay.
There's 12 total.
Because you've been pretty consistent in getting them out in 2021, and we like to see bands do that in many ways. Even though Matt likes to put them out in EP format, so that's all right. So, but you're leading to an album, which is good.
Yeah, if a single's leading to an album or an EP, that's okay. But it's like an author releasing chapter 1 one month, and then the next month chapter 1 again. It's like, hang on, where's chapter 2, 3, etc.
So what are some of the musical twists that we can expect from Blind Season for the remainder of the album, Shane?
Okay, cool. The next song, I believe, is coming. All right. The next one coming out is actually really, really heavy. So if you guys like heavy music, it's gonna be our heaviest one. It's in
what tuning's it in?
drop B.
Drop B. Drop D is my lowest.
Going down there.
Yeah, it's a really old song. In like high school, I went through like a drop B phase. So that was like the only song of that time that like survived and brought up. I always really liked it. So kept that one. There's one that's like the one probably coming out after that. It's like really dancey and
cool.
Definitely more poppy, but that one's really fun. It's really fast too.
Looking forward to that one.
And then the last one is like the third song that came in like the One Final Goodbye, Empty Summer
era.
Yes.
In the basement.
In the basement.
Shane in the basement.
You can see the doco.
Yeah, that one's kind of more just like straight up alternative kind of. It's like slower, but like it's the last song on the album, and it kind of has like that finale feeling to it. Like it's like has a lot of strings in it, and it kind of like is a good build in it. So
wow,
that's the last 3. So
Shane,
I'm
you mentioned
excited
before
that
you play the song to your dad. Is that one of the people you would play things to get honest feedback from? Is your dad a muso? Is he?
He's not a music guy, but he's listened forever. And he does have a good sense of like the outsider opinion, like stuff, something I'm completely missing. He'll like point it out, and that's when I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. But he usually hears the stuff first.
Yeah. Okay.
I always like look forward to showing him what I've been working on.
That's cool.
And because he's been so helpful with like just like being supportive and telling me to keep going and all that. So
that's good. And we've spoken about that before, getting people's opinion first, because like for years I was like, no, I want to hang on to it myself and then release it, but got to get other people's opinions as well. So like you said, they'll point out things that you can't hear. That could help. Muso or not, they've got ears.
Yeah, people who aren't close to it. Yeah.
Everyone's got ears.
Yeah.
So have you got a date for the next one, Shane?
Not a specific date. Like initially they were supposed to be like once a month. We were doing it, and we stuck to that pretty on for a while. But towards the end now, we're kind of doing like a little bit extra promotion pushes leading up to the end. So it's taking a little bit longer. I definitely hope to have the next one out in October, but we'll see. I'll try.
Excellent. Well, when it drops, let us know, and we'll certainly be talking about it on air. So Gentlemen, we've been going for 46 minutes, so
it's awesome. It's going so quick.
It has, and I'm ready for bed, and Shane's ready for the day.
I might go back to bed. We'll see.
What's the weather like there, Shane?
It's finally getting cold.
Okay.
It'd been really hot for months, but we just had like 24 hours straight of rain.
Okay.
So it's finally ending, and it's just now it's being freezing. So
because
that's my kind of weather.
You get the real extremes there, don't you? You get the really hot stuff for a very short window, and then the really cold stuff. I'd imagine.
We get everything.
Yeah.
So hey, I looked up because Curly, how you're doing the food things from Adelaide and Melbourne. So I
good.
Detroit, and I read something about Superman ice cream. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, that's a thing here.
What's Superman ice cream?
It's delicious. I have no idea what's in it. It's like blue, yellow, red.
It's
ice
Superman
cream.
Colors. Yeah.
Superman colors, and it's kind of like sherbet-y texture. Like it's not like normal ice cream texture, but it's just I can't describe the flavor. It's just like I don't know. It's like fruity, but kind of not fruity. But it's really good.
Nice.
So for every guest we have on now, Tave, it's your job to find out the
I will do the research
the
on the
famous food from the town. Shane,
I actually went on to Google Earth to see where Shane
where it
lived.
Was. Okay.
Yeah.
So Shane,
I didn't.
Sorry,
I didn't even know that Superman ice cream was limited to us. I never knew that.
Apparently, it's a Detroit thing. Yeah.
It's a Detroit thing. So. Shane, we are so grateful that you got up very early this Thursday morning. It's been a fantastic conversation. If anyone's listening, how can they tune in to Blind Season?
They can find us on anything pretty easily. We're on like every social media thing. Then SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, just type in Blind Season, and we're usually the first thing that comes up. So
excellent. And when all this pandemic's over and done with, you can come out and do a tour of Australia.
I would love to. That would be the coolest thing.
We'll supply the fire.
We'll get around the campsite. So it's time for me to wrap up. As always, we've added those 3 songs that we've shared tonight on the Spotify playlist for Unfiltered and Undiscovered, which will also enable people to find a Blind Season. Like us on our YouTube channel, like us. We've now got a Facebook page, our website. We've got an amazing Christmas show coming up. And Shane, we might have to hitch up for this. I don't know how we could work it, but every guest that we've actually had on the show is going to come on our Christmas show and play a couple of tunes acoustically. So that's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. And Shane, if that was something that you'd be willing to do, we might have to work with you to do a recording or something. But that's going to be such a cool little show. So
that'd be really fun.
So Bailey and Braggy, final words.
Oh, fantastic! I love it. Keep it going, mate. It's I'm looking forward to the new ones.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, man. It was good.
Thanks so much.
Excellent.
What was the name of your band again? You said you were in a band?
Oh, the Blow Up Sweethearts.
The Blow Up Sweethearts? Were you in one also?
I'm Matt Bailey on Spotify. I've just got 2 singles out, Crew Life. I'm just a solo artist. Not just a solo. I'm Matt Bailey.
Not just. You're the Matt Bailey.
I'm the
got
Matt
an EP
Bailey.
Coming out very soon. So
yes.
Excellent. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed. We have had people watching us on live stream. So a big shout out to those people that have hung through this. Massive gratitude to Shane. And we shall see everyone next week. Hopefully no more earthquakes in Melbourne. So see you all.
Yeah.